Hi there, you guys. It's 6:30 and welcome to the Real Love Lounge with Susan Foxley. And I think I have a little bit of, I'm going to try to clean this camera up a little bit. Let's see if that's better. Anyhow, welcome to the Real Love Lounge. I'm Susan Foxley, and we are going to navigate. We are going to learn some tips and tools on how to navigate through challenging times. We're approaching the holidays, and some people call this the Bermuda Triangle: Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's. It's when family comes together, and we may be triggered. And why are we triggered? Because sometimes our family has put our buttons there and they're pushed. So we're going to learn some tips and tools around that. And also, even if you don't have family, for people that have lost loved ones, they're going through the holidays alone. Loneliness is a huge epidemic right now. So how can we navigate through loneliness during this time? Or maybe you're having a difficult time with a diagnosis, or maybe you're having a challenging time with financial worries, or maybe you're just feeling unwanted, unloved, and alone. And we are going to find some tips and tools on how to create a better life. I know that I went through some holidays as a single mother raising my son, and I have a big family. I have 9 siblings, and uh, no one lived nearby. I live in Santa Monica, California, and I had to navigate through those holidays with my son alone, and it was very lonely with a Christmas tree with my toddler. But we created our own rituals and routines, and you can create your own rituals and routines. And what I want to say is that Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, it's just 24 hours. It's just 24 hours, and we can just make it such a big deal. And just know that it's just one day, and you can I have a book called Mixed Up to Fixed Up in 4 weeks, and I have you on an emotional diet. So what you get to do is create your own rituals, things that you love to do. I love hiking, so we made it a ritual every Thanksgiving. Every Christmas, we went to Joshua Tree. We stayed at a really inexpensive hotel where they had 8 pools, and we would swim in the pools, and it was in Desert Hot Springs, and then we would hike in Joshua Tree. We would just do Ben was maybe 4, 5, 6 years old, and we did, I think it's called the Barker Trail, and it was just 1 mile, and we would just do a gentle hike and just go out into nature, and that was really healing for me. But whatever your love language is, whatever that is for you, maybe it's getting a massage or taking a bath or going for a walk or inviting a friend for a cup of coffee. And I just want to say that in order to create change in your life, we have to go from often we go into the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same choices, the same habits. And in order to create something new, we have to create uh, new adventures, do something new. Like today, I wore a dress. I'll show you guys in a minute, but I never wear dresses. So I thought I'm going to dress up for my real love lounge. And in order to create change in your life, you have to do something new. In other words, make the familiar unfamiliar and the unfamiliar familiar in order to create change. Let's say that you usually spend the holidays alone. Maybe take a risk and go to a Starbucks, or maybe join a meetup, a hiking meetup. There's tons of meetups where you can join other people that have the same interests as you, maybe an art class, a hiking class, just doing something different. And we can act ourselves into right thinking, or we can think ourselves into right action. So we can do either. There's a saying, you can fake it till you make it, or you can change your thoughts. We may be powerless over our first thought, but we're not powerless over our second thought. We can choose a better feeling thought. So first, I know for me, I've been feeling the frenetic energy of people rushing around and shopping. and you can feel it in the air. It's palpable. So let's start out with some beautiful breath work. We're going to go ahead and inhale for the count of 7, hold for the count of 8, and exhale for the count of 4. So here we go. We're going to inhale for the count of 7. Hold for the count of 8. Exhale for the count of 4. Okay, now we're going to inhale for the count of 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for the count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale slowly for the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really nice. Now let's go ahead and inhale for the count of 4. Hold for the count of 4. Exhale for the count of 4. Inhale for the count of 4. Hold for the count of 4. Exhale for the count of 4. That's called box breathing. I love that, and I often forget to breathe. I'm also a yoga teacher, and it's so funny. You've heard the saying, there's the shoe shiner without shoes. I'm the yoga teacher that forgets to breathe all the time. I forget to breathe. I'm like the shoe shiner with no shoes. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of tapping. First, we're going to give ourselves a butterfly hug. And I love this, just giving yourself a butterfly hug. And then we can even say the Hawaiian prayer to ourselves as we give ourselves a butterfly hug. And the Hawaiian prayer is, these are 10 words that'll change your life. And you can repeat after me. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. I already feel better. Let's go ahead and do box breathing one more time. Inhale for the count of 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really nice. And now what we're going to do is some tapping. Okay, so maybe you're going through a diagnosis. Maybe you're feeling anxiety from the holidays coming up. Maybe you're suffering from unemployment right now and looking for a job. Or possibly you're feeling unwanted, unloved, and alone during the holidays. So we're going to go ahead and start tapping. This is called emotional freedom technique. So start tapping in the crown of the head and you state what your issue is. Even though I'm feeling unwanted, unloved, and alone, even though I'm afraid about my diagnosis and the outcome, I love myself and accept myself and I'm okay. And then right between the eyebrows, even though I'm scared, I'm aging, I'm alone, or even though I have a diagnosis or I have unemployment right now, I love myself and accept myself and I'm okay. Right between the eyebrows, even though I'm feeling anxious, I'm lonely, I'm scared about the future, I love myself and accept myself and I'm okay. Even though I'm afraid of the outcome of what the doctors are going to say or what my bank account says, I love myself and accept myself and I'm going to be okay. And I am okay. even though I'm going through this, I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. And the chin, even though I'm going through this, I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. And right between the clavicles, even though I'm going through this, I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. And right here in the karate chop, even though I'm going through unemployment or a diagnosis, or I'm going to be through the holidays alone, I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. And if we can't have compassion for ourselves, how can we expect others to have compassion for us? So it really starts how corny that is. If you're looking for the love of your life, become the love of your life. I want to tell you guys that I am my own best friend. I love my own company. I remember in my early 20s, I took Julia Cameron's, I did her book, The Artist's Way. And in my 20s, the assignment was you had to take yourself out to dinner or lunch by yourself once a week, to a movie, to a dinner, to a lunch. And people are going to try to invite themselves. But the goal was to really go out with yourself and date yourself. And I have to tell you, that was the most profound experience. I started to really love taking myself out to dinner, going to my favorite restaurant. I loved going to matinees by myself. I loved taking hikes by myself. I became my own best friend. Loved my own company. And I love that. And I love what Wayne Dyer said. If you're bored, he said, only boring people are bored. And I know you're not boring. There's so many books to read, movies to go to, new restaurants. There's tons of meetups. And do something new. Do something new through the holidays. Do something out of the ordinary. Call up a friend that you haven't talked to in years. Take a trip if you can. Take a road trip. Get into your car and drive someplace new that you've never been to. Just do something new. Do something unusual during this time. So I love the tapping method, and I also love heart math meditation. I just want you guys to know that most of us have a negative bias. Most of us are addicted to the negative. We're addicted to the negative. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. I think that I have it up high volume. And feel free to type in questions for me. And if you guys have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them during this time. If you're going through a challenging time and you're feeling mixed up, I'm happy to help you get fixed up. And I'll teach you my mixed up to fixed up workbook that I have here. I will teach you some tools. I wrote a book called Mixed Up to Fixed Up in 4 weeks. And you can find this on Amazon. I also wrote a book for people that really feel effed up. So I'm happy to share some tools with you. Tonight, we're going to run through those really quickly. And what I was going to say is, I love heart math meditation. So this recalibrates and creates mind-heart coherence. And it takes 30 seconds. So you just place your hands on your heart and breathe in through your heart and out through your heart as if your heart had nostrils. Breathing in through your heart and out through your heart. And just go back to your favorite memory under the age of 12, maybe when you got your first pet, maybe when you would visit the pet store, go to the ocean or the mountains, and just or playing a video game. Just go back to one of your favorite memories and just see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt, as if you were there right here, right now. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt, breathing in through your heart and out through your heart. Nice. Now eat some popcorn and you're going to go back to another memory. And I had a client here the other day. She didn't have any good memories. She couldn't think of any good memories under the age of 12. So we went to under the age of 20. So let's go back to the under the age of 20 and see if you can find one beautiful moment and just place your hands at your heart, breathing in through your heart and out through your heart. And see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt as if you were there right here, right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And you should feel a little calmer here. And the more I do heart math meditation, there's also the Heart Math Institute, which you can check out. But what I found is the more often I do heart math meditation, the more good memories I remember. Like just now, I remember driving my first car, and I loved taking road trips by myself. I loved listening to the music on the radio station and driving by myself when I first got my license. So, and I remember times walking my dog. I lived in Providence, Rhode Island, and we lived by Roger. There was a statue of Roger Williams, and we used to have Airedale Terriers, and I loved walking the Airedale Terrier in the park by myself in the morning, and it was just so quiet and so peaceful. And I also, as a little girl, loved to just kick a pebble for blocks and blocks and blocks, just one pebble. And I guess it helped me just to really focus. Actually, that brings me back to when my late husband passed away and I was raising my son. I loved going to the YMCA with him and just playing racquetball. And the only reason I liked playing racquetball is so that I could just focus on the ball. I didn't have to worry about the mortgage payment. I didn't have to worry about my son's diagnosis. I didn't have to worry about my clients. What I focused on was the ball, the racquetball, and it just really helped quiet my mind. So again, sometimes we can act ourselves into right thinking, and sometimes meditation did not work for me because I would go right into the dark night of the soul when I was going through a lot of grief in my life, when I was raising my son and had lost. I was 30 when my husband died, and he was 34, and it was the first person that I ever had that was close to me die, and it was so sudden, and I really, really grieved. And so what I found was, instead of meditation, and I love, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Neville Goddard, and if you don't have this book, I love Neville Goddard. And he says imagination is God. My God is my God is love, but I do love his idea of God, imagination being his God. And so what I would do in my meditation is I would imagine myself thriving in all ways. I would imagine my son thriving. I would imagine my clients thriving. I fell into private yoga. I was teaching yoga at the time. And because I was a single mother and I couldn't teach 30 to 40 people in the class because my son was always getting suspended and I had to pick him up from school, I went into private yoga, and I'm also a body worker. So it was God landed me into the right place because I was working privately with clients, and it turned out that a lot of my clients were in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and now they're in their 90s. And I do a lot of body work and stretching and yoga, and then I got into hypnosis. And knowing that to rewire the brain, we have to use imagination and repetition. And I just naturally fell into that when I was doing body work. And when my clients were in chronic pain from arthritis or back surgeries, hip surgeries, knee surgeries, as we get older, we only have so much tread on our tires. So people get surgery. So what I found was using the imagination to imagine the best, using the imagination of them chasing their grandchildren on the beach after their hip surgery, or hiking mountains again, or biking on the beach, and using the imagination to imagine the best, seeing, feeling, tasting, touching, hearing, using the imagination that they are healed and happy and whole. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza, who healed himself after a bad bike accident, and 10 of his vertebrae were smashed, and they said he needed a Harrington rod. And he said, if the creator that made me can heal me through these visualizations and doing mental rehearsal, I will teach it for the rest of my life. And so he teaches this, but I also was doing this. I call it the end game, using my imagination to imagine the best. And this is the best book to teach you those visualizations. In the back, it has all these wonderful evidence of people healing themselves, or manifesting money, or manifesting a relationship, or manifesting a marriage. And I also have a plethora of wonderful evidence of my clients getting married and healing from diagnoses by using the imagination. So I invite you to imagine the best. Imagine the best. Use your imagination. And that's how hypnosis works. Is all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So you just close your eyes and use your imagination to see you in the highest version of yourself, walking healthy and vibrant and whole, seeing beautiful surroundings, hearing beautiful music, loving beautiful people with a beautiful open heart, healed and happy and whole, healed and happy and whole. And your cup runneth over as you heal yourself. Hurt people, but healed people heal others. So as you heal yourself, your cup runneth over and spill over onto all of your family members, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, your city, your country, and your world. As you heal yourself, you can really help others by really working on yourself, using your imagination. So I'm in my office right now, and I write a letter every morning thanking the universe, creator, higher power, whatever you want to call it. Thanking the universe, creator, higher power. Some people call it Allah, some people call it Hashem, some people call it um, universal energy, some people call it whatever you want to call that. I believe all rivers lead to the same ocean. My religion is kindness. My religion is love. And I love what who is it? Dr. David Hawkins says. He calibrated emotions, and he calibrated love at 500, and people like Mother Teresa and Jesus and other wonderful, beautiful people up at 1,000. But and shame and guilt are at the bottom. That's 20 and 30 calibrating there. But if you can be 500 or above, love and above, if you can get to love and above, you can change up to 750,000 people by being in your presence, by just staying in love and above. So as you guys know, you are on the Real Love Lounge, and I love the love diet. And I give everybody a rubber band, and I invite you to do that. Get a rubber band. I'll pick red today, and I'm going to put you on a love diet. I'm going to put you on a love diet. So you wear a rubber band around your wrist, and anytime that you have an unloving thought towards yourself or anybody else, you snap it. If you criticize yourself, snap it. If you criticize others, snap it. If you have an unloving thought towards someone, snap it, snap out of it, and erase and replace. Mastering finding things that you love about yourself. And a client of mine the other day said, Susan, I have such a hard time with aging. My skin is changing. It's looser. My face is changing. And as we age, yes. And I said, instead of judging ourselves, replace it with curiosity. Isn't this interesting that I'm getting wrinkles here and, my husband's balding here and, we just get my skin's changing. It's becoming a little more wrinkly and a little looser, but be curious. Wow, I get to age. This is so cool. I get to see my body change. I get to age, and instead of and be curious of the aging process and how interesting it is, and instead of judging, change it for curiosity and looking at the glass half full. I get to age. What a privilege it is. Some of my clients I've lost, even younger ones in their 40s and 50s due to diagnoses. And so I get to age, and just always having a reframe. I'm a big fan of cognitive behavioral therapy, and I love David Burns. His book is called Feeling Good, and I love looking at our cognitive distortions. Uh, Often I have black and white thinking. I can catastrophize. I can have $1,000 response to a nickel event. I can yeah, there's a lot of different cognitive distortions that I can have, and I really like being aware of my cognitive distortions so I can erase and replace. So I really like the love diet and find things that you love about people. Often when I'm in meetings, I scan the room and think, "Wow, I love her hair. I love his shoes. I love the pin that they put on their chest, or I love that tattoo. I wonder what the meaning of that tattoo is. I love how she put a streak of purple in her hair, or I just love catch him being good. That's how I raised my son. Catch him being good. Stay on your love diet and find things that you love about people. And just, I love the winter air on my face, and that the air feels so fresh and clean. I love the leaves, how they flutter in the wind. I love morning brisk walks. I love how people are out in the coffee shop chit-chatting in the morning. I love my winter coats and my winter hats and my winter scarves, and just doing a reframe as we approach winter. And I love how it gets darker earlier, because then I can spend more time reading those books that I never had time to read. And I love the Christmas tree lights, and just doing a reframe and looking at catch people being good, catch your children being good, catch your friends being good. And I always like bringing up Dr. John Gottman, and he did a 20-year study of happy marriages. And what he found was, with all the interactions, there's 5 positives for every 1 negative. So I want you to do that for yourself. Find 5 positives for yourself that you love about yourself. For me, I love that I wore these earrings that I never wear. I never wear earrings, and these are I never wear big, obnoxious earrings. But I thought, I'm teaching you guys to do something new. So I wore new earrings. I wore a dress today, which I never wear. I'm always in yoga pants. And I'm doing something new by doing this. I'm getting out of my comfort zone, and I'm getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And the reason why I teach this class is because I used to have the itty shitty bitty committee. I used to have just negative thoughts in my head. And then I read Emmett Fox every morning, and I love Emmett Fox. He has a book called 365 Days Around the World. And I think it's around the end of December, January, that he puts you on a mental diet where for 1 week, no criticism, no gossip, no self deprecation, no judgment, no complaining. Wow, no complaining. That's really tough for me. Sometimes I really like to complain. So, no complaining for 1 week, you guys. So, we get to become conscious of our unconscious thoughts, and we can erase and replace and really learn how to master. Most of us have 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day. And most of those thoughts are the same as yesterday and the day before and the day before. So I like that mental diet because then as I'm conscious of my unconscious thoughts, I can erase and replace. And the quickest way to hack into happiness is gratitude. Thank you for all of you guys joining me today. Thank you for YouTube. Thank you for technology. Thank you for my twin sister. I have an identical twin sister who's an artist. Thank you, Jennifer, for my beautiful paintings. Thank you for the gift of yoga. Thank you for the gift of technology. Thank you for the gift of all of you guys watching this today. Thank you for, I woke up today and I have a mattress, I have a pillow, I have running water, I have electricity, I have friends today, I have lovely books I can read. I love YouTube. I go on YouTube and I listen to Louise Hay. Today I was watching Dr. Hugh Lin on the Ho'oponopono prayer, and he talks about clearing and cleaning the data in your mind. All of this is data from we learned from our parents and our teachers and our mentors, and to clear the data and get back to zero by doing the Ho'oponopono prayer, clearing and cleansing and cleaning through. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. I love you that I'm sorry that I'm having an unloving thought towards you. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. And Ho'oponopono prayer myself, I love you and I'm so sorry that you're having negative thoughts. Please forgive me. Thank you for being you. I'm going to focus on the loving thoughts and just getting back to zero. So if you've never watched or read Zero Limits with Dr. Joe Vitale and Dr. Hugh Lin, please do. I love Dr. Hugh Lin, and it is in my book, Mixed Up to Fixed Up in 4 Weeks. In step 1, I put you on the mental diet. I have you wear a rubber band, and I have you snap it if you complain or gossip or self-deprecate, and learn how to master those 60 to 70,000 thoughts. Focus on the things that you love about yourself. You can even, I'm a big fan of getting a mirror and just looking in your own eyes and just look at the beautiful light in your own eyes. And it's not an opportunity to judge your face. You look in your own soul. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. I love you. I'm so sorry that I can be so hard on you. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. I love you and I'm so sorry. I'm so judgmental of your face, your lips, your eyes, your legs, your thighs, your arms. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. I love you and I'm so sorry I can be so judgmental of you. Please forgive me and thank you for being you, and learning how to clear and clean that critical voice. Because when we stop criticizing ourselves, we stop criticizing others as well. So really mastering loving ourselves just the way we are, loving ourselves unconditionally, and loving others unconditionally. And it starts with the gentle mental diet. So that's step 1 in my effed up to fixed up book, is clearing and cleansing those negative thoughts. And then step 2 is planning and planting. So planning and planting, you can grab a piece of paper and you get to grab a pen. I don't know where my pen is right now, but you get a piece of paper and you get to be the architect of your own life. You are the architect of your own life. You are 100% responsible for what shows up in your life. And if you're 100% responsible for the problem, then you're 100% responsible for the solution. So write down what you want. Thank you for X amount of dollars a month. Thank you for my healed body. Thank you. Thank you for the love of my life. And be specific. Write it down, pen to paper. You are the architect of your own life. Write it down, pen to paper, and it's way more likely to happen. I forget the percentage. I think it was like 69% more likely to happen if you do pen to paper. So write it down, pen to paper. It's the first physical manifestation. Write down your goals. So that's step 2 is planning and planting. Step 1 of my workshop is clearing and cleansing and cleaning. Step 2 is planning and planting what you do want. Write it down, pen to paper. Hocus pocus focus. And then step 3 is witness and watch. Once you plant that seed in your garden, you have to give it good sunshine and good water. So you just close your eyes and visualize the love of your life looking at you. God, I love you. I'm so grateful I love you. And you may not know the specifics of what they look like, but you know how you want to feel. God, I love you. God, I love you too. Or maybe looking at your bank account and you're seeing the money double and you're seeing the money triple, and visualize the money in your bank account on your computer, seeing the numbers double and seeing the numbers triple, and the excitement and the financial freedom that you feel so yummy and so free and so light and so content and so happy, and just not having that financial burden anymore. You feel free and light and happy. Or maybe you're going back to see your doctor and he says, you have a clean bill of health. It's in remission. You have a clean bill of health. And you get out there and your toes are smiling, your eyes are smiling, your heart is smiling because your doctor says you're in remission, and you feel free and light and happy and content, and you feel so joyful. So remember to do your visualizations, use your imagination to imagine that you have the love of your life, that you have a clean bill of health, that you have financial freedom, that you have a hell yes job. You may not know what you want, but you know how you want to feel. Marinate in those feelings, feeling joyful. Wake up from your meditation as if your prayers have already been answered. You feel healthy. You feel healthy. You feel loved. You feel wealthy. You feel wise. Think from the end. I call it the end game. Do your mental rehearsal. And you can also do it for other people. Feel your children being healthy and confident and successful. Feel your relatives being healed and happy and whole. Feel yourself being abundant and wealthy and content and happy. Feel your loved ones being abundant and healthy and happy and whole. Those that are unemployed, feel them getting that employment, that incredible employment, a hell yes job. Envision that, and envision for our planet. Our planet is healed and happy and whole. There's peace on the planet, healthy oceans, healthy animal life, plant life, healthy, beautiful air. The beautiful air. I know that there's a lot of pollution right now in China and India, and clean. The air is clean now. The air is clean on our planet. Future generations are thriving mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You are thriving mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So that's what it means in my book, to witness and watch. To witness and watch. As you plant those seeds in your garden, you have to give it good sunshine and good water, which is really feeling as if your prayers have already been answered. Dress as if your prayers have been answered. Speak as your prayers have been answered. Remember, what we utter becomes the outer. So dress and speak and move and feel and dance as if your prayers have already been answered. And I give a homework assignment to my clients to dance 3 minutes a day, to literally get up and dance as if they're free of the diagnosis. They got a huge check in the mail. They have the love of their life and they're dancing at the wedding, or they're dancing at their children's wedding, or they're dancing at their best friend's wedding, and they have the love of their life. Dance as if your prayers have already been answered. Dance as if there's peace on earth. Dance as if the wars have stopped. Dance as if everyone has food on the planet. Dance as if everyone has water on the planet. Dance as if everyone has shelter. Dance as if everyone has food. Dance as if there's free, um, everyone is free of pain and suffering. Dance as if everyone's free of pain and suffering. There's love and light and compassion around the world. Dance, put on your favorite music and dance as if your prayers have already been answered. I love Dr. Greg Braden. And I always share this experience. He talks about going into New Mexico, and he doesn't pray for rain, but he prays rain. And he goes with the American Indians, and it was a drought in New Mexico. And he went out with the Indians, and they prayed rain. They closed their eyes and they smelled the rain on the Pueblo Rock. They felt the rain on their face. They can feel the mud between their toes as they run through tall corn. So they feel, smell, taste, touch, hear the rain as if it's already here now. You have to assume your prayers already fulfilled now. And so it did start raining. And the thing was they didn't pray for it to stop. So it rained and it rained and it rained and it rained and it rained. So be careful what you pray for. And I think Dr. Greg Graydon talks about that in going into another, I can't remember if he was in Australia, and he did the same thing with a group. They prayed rain, and the same thing happened. It rained and it rained and it rained and it rained. So check out Dr. Greg Braden. I love his work. And he also shows an image on his YouTube. He's in a hospital, I think in China, but it's a holistic hospital. And this woman has bladder cancer, and they show it on the ultrasound, and these people go over the bladder cancer and they go, wasa, 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 which means it's already done. It's already healed, that she's already healed. Wasa, wasa, and the bladder cancer dissipates within 3 minutes. Remember, we make our beliefs, and then our beliefs make us. And a belief is just a thought we keep thinking over and over and over again. And if we believe we can't, we're right. If we believe we can, we're right. So again, we make our beliefs, and our beliefs make us. And a belief is just a thought we keep thinking over and over and over again. And Zig Ziglar says repetition is the mother of genius. So you've got to keep repeating it over and over and over again. Really doing your mental rehearsal as if you are healed and happy and whole. And I love what Dr. Joe Dispenza says when he was doing when he needed a Harrington rod, when he just kept repeating over and over again, repeating that he's bathing and walking and he's healthy and happy and whole. But the wheelchair would come in and he'd have to kick the wheelchair out. The wheelchair would come in, he'd have to kick the wheelchair out. So sometimes the itty shitty bitty committee will come in, and we have to master those thoughts, master those feelings, master wellness, master wellness. And I love if we take the I out of illness and put we get wellness. So seeing everyone as the highest version of themselves. See your children as the highest version of themselves. See your relatives as the highest version of themselves. See your neighbors in the highest version of themselves. And people said to me, Susan, how can you go into hospitals all the time and visit people that are sick? I've learned to master seeing them in a higher version of themselves. And that's what I think Dr. David Hawkins, in one of his books, Power versus Force, he says he goes in and sees people in their wellness. He actively ignores the diagnosis and sees them in their wellness and the highest version of themselves. And I teach yoga. And so after yoga, I have a YouTube station with lots of free yoga on there. But after a yoga session, we say namaste, which really means I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. We are all children of the universe. We are all children of God. I don't care who you are. You are my brother and you are my sister. I don't care where you came from. I don't care. I don't care what color you are, what religion you are, what political position you hold. I love you unconditionally, no matter what. I love you. I see you in the highest version of yourself. We are all mirrors of each other, and you are my brother. You are my sister, and I love you. And I love when I do see people struggling, I do the Hawaiian prayer. And when I see a homeless person, when I see someone struggling on the streets, when I see anyone struggling with a diagnosis, I just send the Ho'oponopono prayer to them. I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm seeing you in your illness rather than your wellness. I say it to myself. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. I love you and I'm sorry you're struggling. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. And it just clears and cleanses and cleans. Clears and cleanses and cleans. Really read, you can go to Dr. Hewlin, it's Hew, and then his last name is Len. And you can listen to his talks about how he healed that criminally insane mental ward of those men. They were chained to beds. They were really criminally insane. And when he worked at that state hospital as a therapist, all he did was say the Ho'oponopono prayer to their folders. Because our thoughts go out into the universe. We are more energy than matter. We are more wave than particle. And what we are screams so loudly we don't have to speak. You know when someone's judging you. You know when someone's criticizing you. You can cut it with a knife. There's no question about it. So when you come from a place of unconditional love towards others, they feel that. When you judge them and look up and down at them and criticize them for the way they dress or the way they talk or where they move, you can feel that, and it also repels people. But when you have that pure heart and that no criticism and no judgment, but it begins with not judging ourselves and not criticizing ourselves and having self-compassion for ourselves, and that ripples out onto other people. So I love the Hawaiian prayer. And Dr. Hewlin would just say it to the folders of the patients. He would just read the folders and just say, I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And he's taking 100% responsibility between his ears by looking at their illness rather than their wellness. So again, he was reading their folders and just saying, I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And he's doing all the work within himself. He's not working on the other people. He's working on his own thoughts and his own feelings around these people to erase the data, getting back to zero. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And it is taking 100% responsibility for our lives. I really love that. I think it's really important for me to say, for some reason, I attracted this in my life. For some reason, I attracted marrying the man that I did that passed away at 34 years old. I, for some reason, chose my child. For some reason, I chose my parents. I chose this incarnation for the life lessons. I take 100% responsibility for choosing my life, for choosing my husband, for choosing my parents, for choosing my siblings, for choosing my financial situation, for choosing my diagnosis, for choosing whatever it is. I have to take 100% responsibility. If I'm blaming other people, I'm not going to heal. Again, I'm going to repeat that. If I'm blaming others, if I'm blaming the system, if I'm blaming the doctor, if I'm blaming my parents, if I'm blaming other people, I'm not going to get better. I have, with compassion, I have to take 100% responsibility for my choices. Again, let me repeat that. If I'm blaming people, places, or things, I'm not going to heal. I have to take 100% responsibility for my choices of where I'm at today, emotionally, physically, spiritually, intellectually, creatively, financially, 100% responsibility. I have to put down the magnifying glass and pick up the mirror and take 100% responsibility, or I'm not going to get better. And I have clients like that choose to stay in that victim consciousness. If I'm choosing to be a victim, I'm not going to get better. I have to take 100% responsibility and become victorious. Think greater than my environment, thinking greater than my circumstances, thinking greater than time. But again, I have to take 100% responsibility for my life. I can't blame others. I can't blame the system. I can't blame my parents. I can't blame others. Also, what I want to say is, I love what the Course in Miracles says. All illness is from lack of forgiveness. And it means forgiving myself, but it also means forgiving other people. If I don't forgive other people, I'm going to stay sick. I have to forgive them for me, not for them. If I'm giving free rent in my head and I'm resentful towards somebody, if I'm resenting, reliving, rehearsing that old story, I'm going to stay sick. I'm going to stay sick. I'm going to be giving them free rent in my head. Those people that I resent and I rehearse that old story, I'm going to stay sick. I have to forgive them, not for them, but for me. However that happens. And sometimes it took me 10 years to forgive somebody. It's not easy, but I just remember hurt people hurt people. And I love what Thich Nhat Hanh says, see everyone as a 4-year-old. So I got to see that person must be really hurt and really wounded. And I don't know what happened to them to get them that way. But I started having compassion for them, started Ho'oponopono praying them, started really releasing them. Forgiving is releasing. One of my spiritual advisors said, write their name on a piece of paper and flush it down the toilet, or Ho'oponopono prayer them. But it took me years to forgive that person. It's not easy. Sometimes someone has really harmed us. I have clients that have, sexually molested. I've had clients that have had people that have, bankrupt them. I've had people that have sued them. I mean, so it's really hard, but we have to forgive them, not for them, but for us. Because again, all illness is from lack of forgiveness. And there's tips and tools on forgiveness that you can reach out to me and I can teach you some tools. You can also imagine them sitting in front of you during your mental rehearsal. I forgive you. Will you forgive me? Yes, I forgive you. Will you forgive me? Yes, you could do some mental rehearsal around that. You can write them a letter saying how much they hurt you, getting it out of your body, getting angry, getting upset, doing your mental rehearsal, imagining getting it up and out of your body. But at some point, you have to come to a place of forgiveness. Because if we're holding on to that resentment, we're going to make ourselves sick. All illness is from lack of forgiveness. We have to forgive people, places, and things, institutions, politicians, lawyers, neighbors, relatives. We have to forgive them. We can't give them free rent in our head. This is high real estate between our ears. We have to protect the peace. I also believe in reincarnation. I believe if we don't forgive them in this lifetime, we've got to repeat it in the next lifetime. So why not do the work now and get into a place of forgiveness and also really forgiving ourselves too? So I really think that's really important. If you're sick today, make sure that you're working on forgiveness of everybody. Everybody. Forgive everybody and everything. Forgive the Republicans. Forgive the Democrats. Forgive um, forgive your parents. Forgive your children. Forgive that lawsuit. Forgive whatever it is. Forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is the key to freedom. Forgiveness is the key to freedom. So the last step, so that's my witness and watch. And I get into forgiveness in my books. These mixed up to fixed up in 4 weeks and effed up to fixed up in 4 weeks. I get into forgiveness there. And you can always reach out to me for a private Zoom. You're always welcome to reach out to me. And you can find me on my website, susanfoxley.com. But the last step, the fourth step to mixed up to fixed up in 4 weeks is reap and repeat. Repetition is the mother of genius. So we have to go back to repeating, clearing and cleaning our negative thoughts. Remember, we don't just do our dishes once. Yesterday's shower doesn't clean us today. We have to repeat clearing and cleansing and cleaning our mind. I also love writing down, I like drawing a line in the middle and then listing our fears on the first column. Write down your fears. And then in the opposite, write in your faith column things that you believe God is going to take care of, your higher power or universal energy. So write fear here, fear of finances, fear of a diagnosis, fear of feeling unwanted, unloved, and alone, fear of whatever it is. And then on the opposite side, write a faith list. Things that you know God or the universal energy is going to take care of. I believe that God is going to take care of this. I'm going to let go and let God and just write a faith list. And then close your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out. And just see yourself in your wellness. See yourself in your abundance. See yourself in your joy. Just remember your future. Seeing yourself abundant. Seeing yourself loved, loving, and loved. Seeing yourself healthy, happy, and whole. And you can even say, I am safe and I am loved and I'm okay. I am safe, I am loved, and I am okay. I am saved and I am loved and I am okay. I am a child of the universe. I am a child of God. Everything always works out for me mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And my life just gets better and better and better through better thoughts and better feelings and better choices. And remember, just what you utter becomes the outer. What you utter becomes the outer. So go back to reap and repeat, clearing and cleansing and cleaning through the Ho'oponopono prayer, for forgiving others, for snapping your rubber band if you criticize, gossip, complain, or judge. And then the second step of planning and planting what you do want. Write down what you do want, pen to paper, knowing you are the architect of your own life, thinking greater than your environment, thinking greater than your time, thinking greater than space. And then, so planning and planting what you do want, pen to paper. And step 3 is witness and watch. Meditate, close your eyes, and feel as if your prayers have already been answered. And I'm going to tell you a secret. The reason why you don't have that manifestation is because you don't feel it at the bottom of your heart. You've got to feel it at the bottom of your heart. For many years, I thought that I would always be alone. I never thought that I could attract a relationship. I just always never felt a vibrational match to dating somebody. And I thought, I'm teaching people how to manifest. Susan, why don't you do what you teach? So I started to close my eyes and I kept rehearsing until I felt loved. And I imagined this guy just saying, God, I love you. I didn't know what he looked like or who he was, but I knew how I felt. And I imagined him just saying, God, I just love you, Susan. I just love you. And I kept repeating it over and over and over again to tattoo it in the recesses of my gray matter, to unwire, unfire, rewire, and refire, feeling loved. I kept doing it over and over and over again. And then I put it to music. I put it to a song so I could really tattoo it in the recesses of my gray matter and in my heart and in my soul. And I kept listening to that song every morning. And lo and behold, I attracted a husband that makes me feel that way every day. God, I love you, Susan. I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have you in my life. And he makes me feel that way almost 12 years later. We have a beautiful relationship today. And it's all because of me doing that mental rehearsal and putting it to a song. So that's also helpful, is to marry it with a song. Remember, I said dance as if your prayers have already been answered. Well, put it to a song. Put it to a song that you're healed and happy and whole. Put it to a song that you're getting a big check in the mail. Put it to a song that you got hired at the best, most incredible job of your life, or you started your own company. Put it to a song. And then imagine your eyes are smiling, your heart is smiling, your toes are smiling, your neighbors are smiling, your friends are smiling, your children are smiling. Use your imagination to imagine the best. Playing the end game, playing the end game. So remember, Dr. Joe Dispenza says the reason why our lives don't manifest is, first of all, we don't sit down and do the mental rehearsal. Dr. Joe Dispenza got up every morning at 5 a.m. to meditate for 3 hours, to do the mental rehearsal, to feel as if your prayers have already been answered. You have to feel it, smell it, taste it, touch it, hear it, and assume the wish is already fulfilled. And Neville Goddard said the reason why our lives aren't changing is because we have to feel it from the bottom of our hearts. And for many years, I felt that I was always going to be alone. So I had to keep mastering my thoughts, mastering my feelings, and mastering my choices so I could really hardwire it into my system, hardwire it into my system. So I love that. And doing this every day, this is really incredible technology, you guys, an incredible technology to manifest the life of your dreams. You can master your technology through mastering your thoughts, mastering your feelings, mastering your choices, mastering your behaviors, mastering everything in your life. So I hope these tips have helped. Just remember, new chapter, new page, new story. New chapter, new page, new story, by going to new thoughts, new feelings, new choices, and new actions. I don't even know what time it is. I've been just going on a tangent. It's 7:34. We actually went over. Oh my gosh. I'm going to share with you my book, Mixed Up to Fixed Up in 4 Weeks. And this is 10 years of my writing. And it's all my blogs, and my older clients love this. It's filled with a bunch of wisdom, law of attraction, recovery. It's an amazing book. You can find it on Amazon.com. This is an amazing book. And here's my bed book. It makes a great Christmas gift or any kind of gift. It's Bed Yoga. It's a wonderful book. bed yoga done with a heating pad. My clients love this book, The Foxley Fix. It's bed yoga. And I also, on my YouTube channel, have Bed Back and Beyond. I love that book too. So here's my 4 books. I'm coming up with the Real Love Lounge in 2026. But here are 2 of my books, Mixed Up to Fixed Up in 4 weeks, Effed Up to Fixed Up in 4 weeks. And then I have the Foxley Fix. And this is my bed yoga book because some of my clients can't get out of bed, but I love doing bed yoga. It's my favorite. And here's my 10 years of my dark night of the soul experiences with tons of tools, law of attraction, recovery tips and tools for inspiration. So that's it, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me today. I love you all so much. And my only homework assignment for you is to put on an index card. The only thing you have to deal with are your thoughts. Put that on your desk and see it every day. The only thing you have to deal with are your thoughts, because good thoughts go into good feelings go into good actions, and good actions go into good results. And that one thing will change your life. And remember to follow me on my YouTube channel, Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. And feel free, if you guys want a Zoom session with me. I'm teaching less private classes and I'm doing more Zoom classes. So stay tuned. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. Mwah. God bless you all. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. And I'll see you the first Sunday in 2026. Happy New Year, happy Hanukkah, and Merry, Merry Christmas. All my love. Big hugs.